Welcome to Exit Frag. I'm Zeph. Today I'm joined by Ford TV, That Nerd Kaizen, and my co-host Esports Andy. Today we're gonna be previewing and predicting Masters Bangkok. Guys, give me some initial reactions to the teams coming into this tournament.
Team Liquid's winning it all. No, yeah, obviously, I think this is quite a stacked tournament.
It is quite good, yeah.
Well, I think the first tournament of the year. I know some people are not the biggest fans of it being so exclusive, but I kind of like it. It makes like all four of the matches really interesting. Like there's not like a dull match, and there's not going to be. I can't. In any team winning this, it's like an interesting story. So ultimately, I think this is a win for like everyone watching. Like especially if you followed these teams. Like, there's some really cool stories going into this that I'm just so excited about.
Yeah, I'm excited for this too. Honestly, I feel like Masters Madrid last year was personally my favorite tournament because there wasn't a single day where you had to stinker. Like you had back-to-back stinkers. You know,
True.
like every day you were guaranteed at least one match that was like that went to the wire, and that's just what happens when you have the best of the best against each other and whatnot. And honestly, anyone can win this. I honestly think like you can make a case for 7 of these teams lifting the trophy, maybe 6.
7.
Yeah, 7 or 6.
You could say it. Just say it was Team Liquid that you were excluding.
I mean, I won't say. I'm not in the business of jinxing.
You guys are so
All right.
Team Liquid get into the final. That's what I'm predicting.
Team Liquid to the final?
Yeah, to the
Team
final.
Liquid,
Oh,
you,
dude.
you haven't paid
You
attention
guys.
to Team Liquid. They're pretty good.
Dude, I do not trust Liquid. And okay. I don't trust Liquid, and it's simply because they've done this shit for years. They'll qualify for an international tournament. They'll look like, oh, they're finally did it. They got the winning formula. They're gonna do it. Nope, they get eliminated like midway through the tournament. I don't trust Liquid. I would not put any money on Liquid if I was a gambler.
There's nothing old Team Liquid about this team. Like there's nothing. Like they gutted it. They killed everyone. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I was actually talking about Trace as the one team I don't believe. I think
what I was thinking
Liquid
you were
is okay.
saying.
You know,
Even
Kiko got
then-
that like half tie buff. You know, he's just gonna
I
go
got
crazy.
some things to say about Trace, especially facing off against G2. Like,
Yeah.
I think there's some. Like I said, there's not a single boring matchup. I think they're all like. I feel like they like scripted it almost.
Could
Like,
be,
these
could be.
matchups.
I mean, Trace does have the NA killer, which is Bianc. So
Shout
Fair
out.
enough. Yeah.
Shout
I
out,
just-
those
Bianc.
who know.
You just got. You
Oh, I
can't
know.
skip anything.
I know. I lived through it.
And they're not bad. Like,
Yeah, but
they
it's just
pushed
like
EDG
I
to the
can't.
wire.
Yeah, I just can't see Trace beating Edward Gaming when it matters. That's my
Yeah.
thing. Like until a Chinese team can like prevent Edward Gaming from winning their league, I just can't believe I just can't see them winning a tournament like a freaking Masters or Champions tournament until something like that happens.
I
they're facing
have
G2
to agree.
first as well.
Yeah.
They're facing G2 who are probably the favourites of the
Mhm.
event. So and probably the strongest looking team at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's going to be difficult for them. But if they upset G2, I could see them getting far. Because that'd be a big confidence booster.
If they can upset G2, I mean, goddamn, this tournament's just flipped upside its head. Like,
I don't
real.
even think that would be that crazy. We'll get into that, but I don't even think it's gonna be that crazy.
Okay. All right. Let's start with some like actual like matches. We have Edward Gaming versus Team Liquid in the first match of the tournament. Guys, who you got and why?
I got Edward Gaming because I feel like they're a deeper team than Team Liquid right now. Because it's not just Kiko. Like you got the 3Ks. Don't think about it too much, but it's like, like I mean, I just can't trust Team Liquid honestly. But Edward Gaming has been on fire. I think they're gonna try to like stop the whole like champs curse narrative. And shoot, even speaking about champs, bro, like I think Giacomo's the only person from that 2023 team that's actually not like hot doo-doo bun cakes right now. So, but we'll talk about G2 later. But yeah, I'm just big up on EDG. I feel like there's more people on EDG that you can see like kind of carry that load. Like, of course, Kong is going to do something. You can see Chichu, he still has it. Smoggy might even pop off. Like, I just think EDG is a deeper team than Team Liquid. Where Team Liquid, I can only put my faith in Kiko and maybe Patty Tech as being like the hard anchors and fraggers. The other ones, they're just too inconsistent for me.
I see Andy's he's fuming. He needs to get this out. Come on. Let us know. Let us know.
Oh, okay. Well, like Camo has been cooking.
Yeah.
He is a really good entry player. I think people are going to see that, especially when they do the Raze Yoru combo with Kiko and Camo. I really like that. Nats, you're disrespecting Nats. You're not even saying anything about him. Has been killing it as the IGL, and I think it's been a learning curve. I think definitely, especially like he hasn't been last year he was taking more attacks, and now he's having more faith in his team again, and he's been like holding back, lurking more. Which after the Apex game, after the first elimination, I felt like they looked like a really good team. I thought like after like going back through the film and like actually watching like the games, I was like, Team Liquid like have some interesting ideas. I think they're still kind of behind the ball a little bit on comps, and I think EDG could kind of like take advantage of that, especially if Kiko doesn't perform. I do think it does pivot on Kiko. If he kills it, then he's going to do great, because I think Patty Tech has now been getting back into his good like support role where he's like I think a really underrated like initiator player. I have Team Liquid winning this. I think Edward Gaming is going to come out really slow and is going to get affected by the championship curse. I think
Andy, we've all been here before, man. This is not the hill you want to die on, man. Liquid is lying to you, bro. They look amazing. I know they beat Team Heretics, which is kind of shocking. Like, even Riot Games didn't think Team Liquid was going to beat them. Did you see this cinematic trailer? They had a Team Heretics highlight. They didn't have a Team Liquid highlight. It was
solid Valorant. They don't need. That's why you don't see as many G2. They just play solid Valorant. They just take the plays, get the kills, win the games. Won 5 elimination matches in a row. I have faith that they'll win this one.
All right. So how many people on Team Liquid do you think are going to be consistent at this event?
I think 3 will.
3.
Camo,
okay, name your 3.
Camo, Nats, Patek.
Camo, Nats,
that's exactly what I was going to say. I
feel like Camo's still like, isn't he like? No, he's not a rookie, is he?
Second year.
Second year.
Second year,
He played on Koi, and Koi just I didn't think utilized him well. Koi doesn't utilize players well at all, ever. But I think they have a very clear strategy with him, which is create space, maybe get a kill, and it's worked because they can trade off of him pretty well.
I just don't see Camo as a carry, but like as a duelist who just dives onto side and dies. Okay, fine. That's fair.
Guys. I hate to interrupt you guys, but we have our resident EMEA content creator here. Let's give the floor to Ford to see what his take on Liquid is.
Okay.
I've been hurt many times by Team Liquid, but seriously, they do have a chance in this game. You do have the
mute him again. We don't want to.
Whoa. We have one of the best storylines in Valorant, which is the Master Nat versus the student Chichu. Literally
that is
Nats.
a good story.
Chichu baits his playstyle off Nats, so it's and they've never played against each other before. You've got people with a lot of international experience. You've got a few rookies. You've got Kamek, who actually has been pretty consistent. In a little stint on Fnatic, if anyone remembers, last as a standing. Was it last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago, 2 matches, I think.
Yeah.
Or 3, maybe.
And I'm pretty sure, I mean, he was playing with the God roster, so
yeah.
easy wins for him and then, but there's one player on EGG that has been doing a lot of trolling, which was nobody. He somehow does the craziest shit. It looks like he's not even in the team speak, or he's not even in team speak with other teammates, and he somehow gets away with it because he's just better than the people in China. Whether they can do that on an international stage, because before last year nobody was playing very smart, very calculated, but in kickoff it's like, fuck, we're just better than all these teams, better than everyone, so we might as well just play Hail Mary and just kill everyone. Whether they continue that, I don't know. The only player I can see that does on EDG that can do whatever he wants is Kang, which is what he did last year. But there is a chance for Liquid to win. There is a chance.
Do you have them winning? Shut down. That's the question. Do you have them winning?
Do I have them winning? 2-1.
He doesn't sound super confident in that one.
Yeah, they'll win 2-1.
They win 2-1. Okay.
Yeah.
Even if Liquid wins, you might call me a hater. I'm gonna blame it on the whole like champs curse. I'm not believing in Team Liquid at all. I have to see it to believe it.
They will be in elimination mode, and they can't lose when they're in elimination games.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I think this is the shakiest Edward Gaming has looked like ever. And the last time I said that, they ended up being like the world champs. So I have no clue who I'm going for here. It's Team Liquid is, their consistency as solid as their name, and Edward Gaming, Edward Glue. I don't know what's going on here. For me, it's a coin flip, but I think maybe Liquid come out with this with the win.
You guys are high on EMEA, bro. That's surprising.
Yeah,
that's surprising
the EMEA pill is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, how many of the EMEA teams are actually embracing Vice? Isn't like the region as a whole kind of like slow?
Yeah, they're a little bit slow. That's what I'm like. They were adapting a little towards the end, but I wouldn't even say that like Team Liquid looked all that great against EDG looked that great against Vice.
Yeah, and plus, then again, like teams do have a little bit more time to like scrim and practice. So who knows? Maybe Liquid has been using those 2 weeks to like embrace the meta with Tejo and whatnot. So,
all right,
I don't know, but yeah, I guess I wasn't expecting to be the only person who has EDG winning.
Yeah, the defending world champions.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't mean anything. There's the curse, the champs curse. Yeah,
yeah, that's what I'm betting on.
Okay.
All right, moving on. We have DRX versus Sentinels in, I think, the better matchup of the first day. I have to hate on DRX. I hate Termi.
Oh, yeah.
I hate Termi. That guy is fraudulent. I don't care if he won Pacific. That guy is fraudulent. He's gonna end up 4th place again. I have Sentinels. Just because I'm a hater.
I feel like since it's their first game, I think Sentinels are going to have a little bit of jet lag because it's like they're traveling like their flight pattern and schedule is going to be a little bit more intense than DRX. So I have DRX winning and plus they have more momentum. Like Sentinels did like bounce back through a lower quarter run in Americas, but I don't know. I just think DRX has more momentum and I like it. There's more asterisks about Sentinels that I'm not like the biggest believer in as of right now. Yeah. I
don't see Sentinels winning this one because DRX.
I think it's close though. I think it's still a coin flip of a game.
I actually think this one's like I think that both maps will be. Man, I don't know. I guess I think all 4 of the matches are going to be really close, but this one's like one of the like less close ones in my opinion.
Who do you think is going to be a better Tejo though? Which team has the better Tejo? Because I think DRX has the better Tejo.
Oh, it is the battle
DRX
of the Tejos.
Does I think?
Freeing has only been playing Tejo. I mean, so has John QT, but statistically, Freeing is the best Tejo in the world.
But he also played like I like John QT how he plays Tejo more, but DRX's like set plays with it, and like Hyunmin like being just cracked. Like I didn't predict that being a thing. Like I didn't think
Yeah.
Human was going to be like one of the best players in the Pacific, like the best player in the Pacific right now, I think. So like, and then Mako's been doing really good. Like Mako always does really good and always like sneaks up on people and is like way underrated, but like we know what he is, and I think he's going to continue that. Flashback is like the only real like I think issue, but I don't think he needs to do that much. Like he just kind of flexes onto different roles, fills them well, and I think the ideas for DRX are just have been better with their comps, and then also I think their map pool is just like fits better because like they kill it on Fracture, they kill it on Abyss. I just see DRX winning, and I think they sweep Sentinels. I think this would be the only sweep of the 4.
Ooh.
Wow. I mean, like I agree with you that DRX is like the favorites to win. I don't think it's gonna be a sweep. I probably, if it wasn't for the fact that Nere isn't playing Initiator, I would probably have had Sentinels winning this. Because imagine Nere on Tejo, imagine Nere on Fade or something. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. They have a philosophy. Sentinels don't think they can win champs with with an IGL on Sentinel, but I feel like it's going to be close. I mean, I feel like it's going to be close personally. But yeah, I still have DRX winning.
I'm going to predict this game perfectly. The first game starts. DRX are absolutely rolling. Freeing is just wrecking them with the Tejo util. And Tarek's like, oh no, we suck. Next game. Sentinels win 14-12. Then the next game after that, it's just a sweep from Sentinels. That's my prediction. Take it or leave it.
Half and half. Okay. Interesting. We got 2 DRXs and 2 Sentinels. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the Friday games. We have Team Vitality versus T1. The battle of the super teams. All right, which super team is better, guys?
Team Vitality, we got America's bias right here. Les is gonna hold it down. Durka's on his revenge tour. He wants to make all the Fnatic fans cry a little bit. I got Vitality this game.
I think I think this will go to 3 maps. I don't think it's like I think T1's going to have one really good map. I think and Vitality's going to like fall asleep. Durka's going to have like a bad map one time. But Team Vitality has just looked really good. They like I know you're like EMEA isn't like the best region right now, but Team Vitality still went through like all the best teams, I think, in the region.
Yeah.
And I just T1 like now having Carpe back on the team, because I think they're not going to be playing with
They're not playing Sylvan. They benched him.
Yeah. So like I think that was like a bright spot, but I think like T1 has a lot of issues. Like before the season, this would have been like a super cool matchup, but I think this is actually gonna be a little bit boring because I think both teams will win their maps like pretty decidedly, and then Team Vitality will then just win like a closer map 3. But Team Vitality just like works better as a team. Both teams have a lot of skill. I just think like Team Vitality is like an actual team.
Yeah.
And T1 is like figuring it out still.
Ford?
That's fair.
One thing is that I'm really happy for Trex. He's finally got a good team around him.
Yeah.
He's extremely underrated. Back in the day on Guild, he was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And also Kicks looked incredible. When he was playing Sky Unbind, he was just killing everyone and having the most impact compared to you got 3 of the best players in the world of Valorant of all time, and you've got someone who's second year of Valorant is sort of getting the most impactful kills on the Initiator. It's not to be understated that it's not just the 3 big names on the team. It's the other two that really solidifies the team as just really good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
on T1, I've always been a huge Stacks and Buzz fan. Not just inside and outside the game. Outside the game, they have such funny personalities. Whether they'll be able to keep up with Vitality, it's hard to know. It really relies on Buzz having a really strong performance, and Meteor again also having a strong performance. That's what it relies on, and just not getting overwhelmed by the sheer firepower of Vitality. I would think.
Yeah.
Just having a good game plan going into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Like the way you were like saying stuff. You were just listing like the members of Team Vitality, and the back of my head was like, yeah, they don't have like a weak link. I can't think of a single weak link for Team Vitality. Whereas like for T1, Carpe, Mr. Inconsistent. One game he'll get an ace, the next game he'll throw up like a donut. But yeah.
Yeah, for me, I think this is not close at all. I think Team Vitality is gonna stomp T1, and it's not that I don't believe in like Stacks or Buzz or Meteor. It's just as they have continued playing the game, like Stacks and Buzz have more like bad games, here and there, and like even like when we saw their run in Pacific. Like there were like some teams that they just shouldn't really have been like losing maps to, or like having it like be super close. Like a lot of their wins were like super scrappy in Pacific, and I feel like Vitality was just like not, that was not the case at all. Vitality just dominated everyone they played, and I know like it's totally like different regions, but I just don't see T1 working as well as Vitality are. Maybe this is just like a initial like, oh, who's got the better fragging power, and even when you take that into consideration, it's still Vitality. Like they got, even if you don't have a good game with Durka, like you still have Kicks, still have Trex who have been like still really solid. You have Safe, who is, I can't remember the last time I seen a bad game from Safe where like it was because of him that the team lost. And then my boy Les, I absolutely have to go with the Brazilian representation here. I think Les is gonna cook. If for some reason T1 think that they are good on bind and they choose bind, they're gonna get destroyed by Vitality. Don't let Vitality go to bind. They'll put Les on Viper, and the game's already over. So I got Vitality. Not even close, 2-0.
Man.
Damn, that makes sense.
All right, let's move on. G2 versus Trace Esports in what people are thinking is going to be the worst game of the week. And I'm here to tell you that this is a hidden banger. This is the hidden banger. I have an immense trust in Trace being able to upset G2 on one map, and that's it. Not the match. Don't get it twisted. I still have G2 absolutely winning, but I think that first map, Trace is gonna do some crazy shit that G2 will not be expecting, and then they'll do like the adjustments like on maps 2 and 3, and they'll win.
I think that because G2 never really pays attention to their opponents too often, like especially in the map veto, they're just gonna let Trace pick bind, and G2 is gonna get destroyed. I think on bind, because like G2 also believes that they have a really good bind. They're like, oh yeah, we're also really good at that, but then they don't play against the Deadlock Vice, and Trace is really good at it.
True.
And I think especially with if Jajimo doesn't come out really hot, and especially because he's been having trouble on Yoru, like he hasn't been like you need it on against Vice on that map, and if they pick Raze, they're done for. And we've seen that then after that, when they win like a map like that, they can finish it off. They finish it off against EDG. I think they have a possibility to do it against G2. Do I think they will? I don't know about that.
All right, Kai, Cook, I know you had something in the works for G2.
I forgot what I was gonna say about G2. Oh yeah, free my boy Jogamo. Get him off of Yoru, man. Get him off of Yoru,
But he
please.
needs to. He
Nah.
I am
has to.
serious, bro. I hope
No, you
every
guys
single
are
team who
overcooking.
plays Yoru, I hope their Yoru goes double negative. All right, he was cool. It was cute
That
in the
is
kickoff.
literally-
Let's stop it, man. Raze was so much more fun to watch. You know, it's cool. Like, or have someone else play Yoru. Like Jogamo. I mean, I guess Yoru is a little bit of a free flowing duelist in a sense, like Raze, but it just doesn't look right to me. It's like seeing Batman in a Marvel's comic book. It just doesn't go together. You know, it's like Jogamo and Raze is peanut butter jelly. Jogamo on freaking Yoru is like you had PB and J sandwich, but you throw ketchup in there. It just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me.
And a bit of toothpaste as well.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of toothpaste. So like, yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, that's the meta that we're in. Since we have Teho, you play Vice, and since you're playing Vice, I mean, race utility can break the wires. Like if you have a lineup for it, there's a couple of lineups that you can do for. I want to say B site. A site might be a little tricky, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I still have G2 winning this. Yeah, I believe in G2. Like They played against Vice a couple of times in the Americas, and they didn't struggle that much against Vice in the Americas, in my opinion. They've actually, one thing that is kind of interesting though is that they haven't played Bind once, which is interesting. You know, I want to say it's because they're not afraid of Bind. I wonder if it's gonna be like Loud, because last year Loud permaban Breeze, and turned out their Breeze was really deadly. So I'm hoping that Valen is smart enough and is trying to like take a book out of Sadak and be like, hey, we didn't play Bind once because we were really confident in our Bind. It's like their little ace up their sleeve kind of thing. But yeah, we won't know until they go against Trace. Like I think that'll be the first time we see G2 play Bind this year. I think I have to double check. Let me double check. Maybe I'm speaking nonsense.
No, they haven't played Bind yet.
Okay, good. But yeah, I think if Trace wins if Trace beats G2, oh my goodness, so many people are gonna make money. It's gonna be like one of the biggest upsets. Like I don't gamble, but like I always see that VLR like little
Gamble
the
thing on the
odds
bottom.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if Trace wins, then like I'm calling match fixing because someone got rich, and whatnot. But yeah,
Forward.
G2 all the way.
I've always been a fan of the G2 core, even since the guard. I've always been a fan of Jorgamo. Again, he's one of those players inside outside the game is just so fun to watch. You know? And as an IGL Valen, I mean, he's proven himself. He's just incredibly consistent across multiple metas now, and this team is just such a solid unit. Again, it's much like Vitality. It's not really a weak link in the team. Like they've got a frag in IGL. They've got an insane initiator in Trent. They've got Jonah P, who's just an incredible anchor. They've got Jorgamo, who's probably one of the most entertaining players to watch in Valorant. So it's just, who am I forgetting? Oh no. Oh, Leaf, Leaf, the Destroyer, Leaf.
Yeah,
Leaf
bringing
what?
back Chamber, making Chamber
I thought that
sexy
Leaf
again.
is like unbelievable as well.
He's
You
a
know,
best player.
I've been watching him since he was CS in CS, and you know, when people thought he was cheating, he was so good. But yeah, it's one of those teams that's just incredibly strong. Whether Trace is going to have a good enough game plan to break through all those layers that G2 have is going to be, you know, they might be able to just overrun them with confusing play styles that G2 may have not seen before. But on one map, as Zeph said. So, but I'm still going with G2. I'm just such a big fan of this team, and I think they're just a little bit too strong. It's probably like a 10% chance that Trace can beat them. So 1 in 10 games, they probably have a chance of beating a best of 3. But
Yeah, if the only way I can see Trace beating G2 is for 2 reasons. One is to travel from Americas to Bangkok is something serious, and 2, Trace has freaking Biank. That's the only.
Yeah,
those are the only
the
2
NA
reasons
killer.
I can see. Yeah, the NA killer.
he'll run through a smoke and get 3 kills in some people's careers. I don't know.
Right.
All right, and that was our preview and predictions for Masters Bangkok Week 1. Join us tomorrow when we power rank every single team heading into the tournament. Till then, I'm Zeph. I've been joined by Esports Andy, Kai, and Ford. We'll see you tomorrow.